I don't give how sweet your neighbors are, how welcoming your neighbors are. Do not make friends with no neighbors. Because I'm telling you right now, it's going to start to get real messy. Real messy. Next thing you know, they're knocking at your door every day trying to borrow some. Trust me, I've been there, done that. First, they start out with the sugar and the ketchup, condiments. Then it's your mother's charger. What? Then they start getting carried away and asking, can they use your microwave? So now, not only are you asking for that I gotta bring to the door, you asking to come in and use some. What the? I just got into it with my next door neighbor because I was polite. A big mistake of mine. I let her use my charger or whatever, and I'm more than willing. It's just a charger. You got kids. I'm pretty sure you need to use your phone for a certain emergency. I'm not tripping. But what I will trip about is me going back over there to borrow my back, and you cop an attitude. I don't like that because it's just like, if I didn't come over there, was you gonna bring my back? Like, I don't like that. Bro. I don't like that inconsiderate. So like I said, being nice to the neighbors, high and by, short and sweet. That's the it.
You know what? I'm trying to figure out how I want to go about this because I'm like this close to going to the precinct to get a restraining order on my neighbor. Now, long story short, my floor is very quiet. All my neighbors, like, we know each other. We clean up after, ourselves. Nobody leaves garbage in the hallway. Like, we all pretty much look out for each other. If packages come, we'll hold it for each other. It's been a real, like throughout all the floors, I want to say, like, my floor is really much, we look out for each other. So you get this neighbor that moves in within, like, the last year and a half, right? Immediately, packages start going missing. To the point where it's like multiple packages start going missing. So I get a camera on my door, right? I tell my neighbor, I'm like, listen, like, I got a camera on my door now. So if you trying to order something, just let me know. Put a note on your door so it could come to my door, whatever, boom. Like, that's how we help each other out, right? So, all right. So I'm telling him, like, you know what, you should get a camera on your door because of the way how my camera is. My camera only faces a certain way. His camera will face the other way. So we'll be able to see exactly whatever we need to see. So he gets a camera on his door. Okay, cool. We figure out who's stealing the packages. Okay? All right. Now, it's like, so now after you steal the packages or whatever, you start feeling guilty and you have your associate, your cousin, or whoever the fuck he is, like, oh, my cousin don't want no problems, my cousin don't want no issues or whatever, da 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 da. And then, like, you say to me one time, like, hey, like, if I'm not here, like, you try, like, you don't realize that we know that you're still in the packages. So you like, oh, like, if I have a package, do you mind holding it for me? Bitch, no. What? No? So fast forward. So throughout the months, like I said, I got my camera up. I could see what's going on or whatever. Like, I don't really, try to be in nobody's business or whatever. But, like, I'll get a notification on my camera for certain things. So I'm like, all right. All of a sudden, it starts becoming a lot of outside activity. Like, a lot of shit that should not be going on, okay? Smoking in the hallway, banging on the door 4, 5, 6 in the morning, like literally for hours, banging on the door, sleeping in the hallway, bringing shit from downstairs. Mind you, the hallway is this big. So you're bringing stuff from downstairs, like furniture and all types of shit, leaving that shit, just making it uncomfortable for your neighbors, right? So it's like, to a point, people gonna start, feeling some type of way. So, all right, cool. I really should pick up this story. But anyway, another thing too is, like, the hygiene is bad. So when you get off the elevator, like, it's to the point where I want to put up like fresh air things in the hallway. I want to like burn incense in the hallway, but I know that's a fire hazard, so I can't do that, right? So you bring shit like, mind you, like I said, the hallway is this big. You bring like shit to where you gotta scooch by it, because I gotta pass that door to get in my door. So you gotta scooch by it, and it's like, come on, nobody want to be doing that shit, right? Then the whiff from your apartment in your house starts coming to my apartment, to where I have to literally, like, I'm so glad I got a candle warmer, because I have to leave my candle warmer on all day, because it literally smells like fucking vomit, okay? So just recently I woke in a house, and now mind you, I got a letter on my door, and the letter on my door was like, oh yeah, you violating, tenant, whatever. I know the story is long, but I know it's long, sorry. But I get the letter on my door like, oh, you violating tenant, so and so and so. And I'm like, violating? Like, what? Like, I know me and my neighbors is cool. Like, my neighbors ain't going to go to management and say nothing, because I don't do nothing. I mind my fucking business. They're like, oh, yeah. So I go to the management office. He like, yeah, we got to report that you leave garbage in the hallway, and you track garbage in the hallway. And a neighbor reported that that they have to mop and sweep up after you every time. So I'm like, okay, where's the proof? I have proof of everything. If I decide to say anything, I have proof. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, where's the proof? So he's looking at me, I'm looking at him. I said, oh, okay, so it could just be an allegation. Like, you don't got no proof of that? Like, there's no pictures, there's no nothing? So I'm like, all right, bet. Come in the house. I walk into my door. Her daughter's going into her door. I don't play with little kids. I'm grown as fuck. I don't play with little kids. I'm never going to look at your kid funny. I'm never going to say nothing to your kid. I don't have no reason to. That's a little ass fucking kid. The girl's like my daughter's age. Like, the fuck? So I'll go in, mind you. When I come into my house, I get the motion sensor, so it starts live recording. Here she go. She said something to you? Because I'll slap the shit out that bitch, miss. You, first of all, you're not slapping me. 1. 2, you see me every day. 3, I literally live 10 steps from you. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to go about this. Like, do I want to go put a police report? Because I have an extreme amount of shit that I can report. Do I want to go make a police report on this lady? Because what I'm not going to do is fucking argue with a crackhead. I'm not going to play no games with a crackhead. I'm not going to even let you think for once that I'm going to go back and forth with you, because, like, absolutely not. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck to do. Like, I got so much fucking footage on my camera, it's ridiculous. So the fact that you really go to management and really lie like that is like fucking insane to me. Like, I got, like, you leave big ass furniture in the hallway, garbage in the hallway, roaches coming out the door, all types of shit. Like, immediately as soon as you get off the elevator, like, it's like, fuck, it fucking smells so fucking bad. So I'm trying to figure out what I should do, because I'm not going to play with this lady. Hold on.
Am I the only one who has never talked to their goddamn neighbors? I mean, seriously, I can't remember any time that I used so much acknowledge my neighbors. Left, right, side to side. The neighbors that's in front of my house, the neighbors that's in back of my house. And I just never felt the need to even say nothing to them. I don't know you, I don't know you. And the less that you in my business, the better it is for me. I'm sorry, I don't know them people. I don't know you. I'm sorry. For the most part, I keep to myself. I don't do all that. Hey, let me cook something for you and bring it over there to you. I don't do all that. Don't come knocking at my goddamn door. Hey, we need to talk about something. I need you to talk about this. I need you to talk about it. You don't need to know nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with you. I ain't got nothing to do with you. And you ain't got nothing to do with goddamn me. I'm sorry, you fall and slip or something like that. You ain't got nobody else. You a widow. I'm sorry. You better call the police. I ain't got nothing for you. I don't know you. People got the nerve to call me selfish. How can you not talk to your neighbors? I don't know them people, and I ain't trying to get to know people. People like to be in your business.
Today I came to this startling realization that I am truly not like my neighbors. I've been here for a little over a year, and I gotta say, these people are just different, y'all. I'm part of this like Facebook group where, people get together and talk about, oh, my dog is missing. Oh, there's a new guy in the neighborhood and he looks weird. Like neighborhood watch type stuff. So anyway, I follow for food trucks and festivals and all that. Anyway, there's this lady who posts, how can I go about reporting my neighbor who I think has an illegal listing and there are too many people in her apartment? And I pause and then I read the comment section, and the entire neighborhood is on board with this ass. They are so receptive. They're fired up looking for resources. Call 1-800-SNITCH. Let's do it. Let's get them out. And I enter the chat and I immediately say, have you tried minding your business? Because what does that have to do with you? I truly cannot fathom the thought process of a person who says, gee, my neighbors seem to not be doing well. They're really living in destitute, so much so that they have to cohabitate in what appears to be illegal numbers in order to survive. And then go, how can I go about reporting them to the authorities and making their lives harder? How does one arrive at that thought process? Like what kind of person do you have to be to think that way? And it just dawned on me, like, we are not the same. There are really people out here who are intrinsically evil and devoid of empathy, and they see nothing wrong with it. And there's droves of people supporting them. It's crazy. Have a good day.
The worst person to be around is a neighbor that lives next to you and don't like you. You can have somebody that is jealous of your marriage, how much you bring to your house, your happiness around your house. They ain't got nothing going on in their house. All they got is loneliness, mad because their old relationship didn't work, ain't nobody coming home to them. And everything you got, they wish they had or they thought they had it and they lost it. People like that will get you put out. Don't entertain them. Don't argue with them. Them same people will complain about you because they got demons in their life and you got God in your life. And the devil gonna use somebody that you ain't even worried about to start worried about you and what you got going on in your life. Pay attention to the people that get mad at you for no reason and pick on you for no reason because your season ain't their season.
In your house, in your business environment, you have a very wicked neighbor, a very mean one at that. A neighbor who is envious of you. They like spreading fake news about you, lies about you. They like taking rumors around with your name. This is a very simple remedy that you need to apply to quench their mouth. This is very simple but very, very powerful. This is the simplest way you can protect yourself from this type of wicked neighbors. You will have peace of mind after this. Get a sheet of paper. Write the name of that your neighbor. You don't need to write his or her surname. Just write the person's name. The name that everybody called them with. When you are done writing their name on a sheet of paper, get a hot, dry pepper. If I say pepper, some people will misunderstand me. Get a hot chili. Cut the head. Fold the paper and cut the head. For example, this is your hot chili. This is your chili. This is your pepper. Cut the head. For the sheet of paper, you write the name of your neighbor with a black ink, with a black marker. For the paper and put the paper in your black pepper. Put the paper in your chili and get 7 cloves. Put the 7 cloves in the pepper as well. If you have boundary with that neighbor, take it to that place you have boundary with that neighbor. Dig a ground and put the hot pepper, your chili in it. Put the pepper where you have boundary. Bury the pepper where you have boundary with that your neighbor. If there is no place to bury it within where you have boundary with that your neighbor, bury it any other place you feel like burying it. As you bury it, match your foot on the spot 3 times. The place you bury the pepper, match your foot there 3 times and say this. Make sure you believe as you're saying this so that it will work very fast for you. Without you believing, this will not work for you. As you bury it and you step your foot 3 times on it, you will say this with faith. You will call the name of that neighbor and you will say, from today, you will stay away from my house. You will stay away from my shop. You will stay away from my business. Anything that concerns me, you will not find interest in that. You will not find interest in whatever that concerns me. You shall not call my name in your mouth again. What is mine, and what is yours is yours. We have no business apart from being neighbors. You will not cross the boundary of my house. You will not cross the boundary of my shop, and so shall it be. And watch what will happen next after you apply this. Make sure you believe so that it will work perfectly well for you. And make sure you share this video.
So I got this neighbor and he be playing real loud music. Like, he got a surround system, which I just found that out. So I never seen this man, but I've been calling to the office complaining on him, and I don't do stuff like that because that's real, like, Karen type. But enough is enough. Girl, I just met him. He's so fine. Girl, we got to talking. He talking about, yeah, somebody been complaining on my music. I said, why would they do that? I can't believe them. Girl, no, it was me. He can't never know because I'm trying to be friends.
I need you to listen to me when I say this. Y'all gotta stop moving 3, 4, 5 kids in an apartment and be on the 3rd floor or the 2nd floor. Y'all gotta stop that. Because I actually had to move my apartment to a different unit because there was 3, 4 kids running upstairs and I was just uncomfortable in my home. And that's just not how I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. I'm not gonna spend that much money to be uncomfortable in my home. I'm just not gonna do that. And then you have the audacity to be loud as with 5 kids in a 2-bedroom. That's why it's so loud in there. It ain't no space. Y'all need to take that into a home, a house, a townhome, and get out them people apartments with all those kids. And if you're going to have, and there's no shame. If you're going to have 5 kids in a 2-bedroom, keep them, come on, let's use our inside voices. No stomping. If y'all want to stomp and run around, outside is big as f***. You ever been outside? It's big as f***. Take them 5 kids and y'all go run outside and y'all come back inside the house. Everybody tired. Everybody can relax. They want to be so energized. Like the Energy Bunny, the Energizer, the bunny, you want to be so energized. Take them outside. Take the kids for a walk. Walk them up so that when they get back in the house, they're not so running around all over the place. And I just say that because I just walked past somebody's unit and them kids is running and screaming. I'm telling you that right now, if I was underneath,
Put a finger down if one day you were sitting at home, you saw one of your packages got delivered, and instead of running downstairs to get said package, you decided you would wait and you would get it later. Shortly after, you see a man go down and pick up your said package and walk down the street with your package. You tell your husband about it and show him the video. He says, that looks just like our neighbor. And your husband decides to go sit in his car and wait until he sees your neighbor come out of his house so that he can ask him what he did with your items. After sitting for about an hour, your husband finally sees the neighbor and asks him why he stole your stuff. The neighbor decides to act completely confused and says he didn't take your stuff. Then your husband proceeds to show the man the video of him taking all of your items. He then comes back out with half of your items and then says, sorry, he thought it was his package. Then your husband goes through the contents of the items and realizes that in fact is not all of the items. Your husband then tells him, I'm actually still missing some stuff. Go get the rest of it. And he says, no, that's all of it. That's it. Your husband then starts yelling at him and telling him again to go get the items. He says, oh, I'm sorry, and goes upstairs and gets the items, and half of them are already open, but he brings them all. Then he apologizes. Then your HOA gets involved and says, what's going on down here? You and your husband then start getting into it with the HOA and telling him that your neighbor stole your package off of your front porch. Then the HOA is sitting there defending the man and nothing but good encounters with him. He is such a nice man. And then in turn, you and your husband again are yelling at the HOA about how it doesn't matter what he thinks about the man. No matter what the HOA thinks about the man has stolen a package from you guys, regardless, and you have it on video. Then the HOA is starting to backpedal and goes, can you please just send me the footage? We're going to have to open a case on this. They never open a case, but you get all your items back. And then prior to your items being stolen, you were actually friends with the man's girlfriend that stole your items. And now she won't speak to you. If you have stolen a package from her, she won't even look at you and says nothing. And following the incident, the neighbor that stole from you also will not speak to you. And shortly after, they move out and none of your packages are stolen after that. But before they move out, it has been the most uncomfortable thing. And you have to get all of your packages sent to somebody else's house and then pick them up from there because you don't trust your neighbor at this point anymore.
Lucky for my upstairs neighbor who has kept me up literally all night. Lucky for her, I need to vacuum the ceiling this morning. Imagine that. And also, yeah, that works too. Let me also add that I sleep with the highest noise canceling earplugs every night. And I have this noise machine that's literally on 100. So I'm not being dramatic.
Why the hell are my neighbors like, you can...
Everybody be wanting their own apartment, whatever the case may be. Until the people above you, you can hear every little squeak, every little creak. The wall's so thin, baby, you can hear thump, thump. I don't know if it's just this building, but baby, I put my ear to the... I don't even put my ear to the wall. I have my TV going. Why am I hearing the people next to me that live in the apartment next to me? Why are they yelling at the TV? What is going on? Like, my ceiling is really their floor. And normally I don't really care. But lately it's been getting louder and louder and louder. Like, baby, why are y'all stumping so hard? Do y'all know that I'm under y'all? Freshman year, literally I walked upstairs and I was like, I had to go, talk to them, because no, y'all not gonna be stumping on my head like that. Hopefully it just don't get to that point, but if it does get to that point, then so be it. I don't know. Some people just really got, like, heavy feet, though. Like, they stump. So, I mean, it's whatever.